Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us at 7 o'clock. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. A lot to talk about, but first, let's get your forecast before you head out the door. Meteorologist Jill Gilardi is here with the details, and boy, is it cold out there this morning.
Hello, everybody.
Jill. Grab the winter coat.
Yeah, definitely. Some of you may need some time to defrost the windshield.
I
and
had
things
frost this morning on my car.
Yeah. It's been getting gradually colder since the weekend. So every morning was like temperature departure I was talking about. And then yesterday it was still a temperature departure coming off of such a warm stretch.
Right.
Remember, we ended the week with 80s.
And then we'll go back there.
Sort of close.
Yeah.
I mean, the ups and downs and ups and downs. What we haven't seen anything in our forecast indicating a real good chance of rain. That's the one thing that's concerning when we have fires, and fires could easily continue to start, so that risk is there once again today. So make sure you avoid anything outdoors that could create a spark. We are tracking some scattered clouds this morning, but those clouds have led to a beautiful sunrise. Many of you have been sharing those with Scott right now. Okay, it's pretty. It was a little bit better when initially, the sun was coming up in Torrington. It's cool out there. That's the big story. Look at that. It is 23, my favorite number in Norwich, 31 in Hartford. And so for the kiddos out at the bus stop, recess, they'll definitely need that thicker coat today. And this afternoon, we're going to be in the 50s for highs. It looks like town by town, 52 Goshen, about 58 in Suffield. So temperatures very similar to what we experienced yesterday. Low to mid 50s. There will be some spots that get into the upper 50s, but not quite as warm along the shoreline because that wind is off the water. But we are going to be talking about yet again another warm up. We'll show you those numbers and when we're going to be back in the 70s. That's coming up a little later. But now let's get an update on traffic with Kate.
All right. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everyone. 7:02. Just joining us here on the Wax. We do appreciate that. If you're heading out the door, though, first alert that I'm following for you here in Putnam. This is something that I brought to you over on Channel 3 Eyewitness News starting at 4:30. Route 12 is closed between Arthur and King Streets. Now, DOT is reporting this is all because a car went into a pole, so they are working to clean that up, make some repairs. If you are traveling through the area, just make sure that you avoid it there this morning. Live look outside here in the capital city, 91 north and southbound here along Route 9 in Middletown, 84 east and westbound in and out of the Mixmaster in Waterbury, and a live look in Meriden, 691 east and westbound. Traffic volume will start to increase. That sun could cause a little bit of an issue with the sun glare, and you can see we are starting to see some typical delays, not doing bad, 84 eastbound heading into Hartford, but that 100-minute ride time there, 95 southbound, the Parkway also backing up at this time. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, we're on top of developing news this morning. Crews around the state have been very busy the last few weeks. Officials now monitoring more than 100 fires in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah. Right now, firefighters are on the scene of a fast-growing wildfire at Rocky Neck State Park. Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones has the latest.
Unfortunately, we know at last check, officials say that the fire is in fact growing. We know it's burning somewhere in the 45 to 50 acre range. And this is just one of 111 fires that crews have been monitoring and battling. Fire officials tell us crews are working hard to contain the fire here at Rocky Neck State Park. Connecticut fire control officers say the fire remains active in a steep, rocky, remote area close to Mount Laurel. Just 45 minutes northwest of Rocky Neck, crews are making substantial progress on the Hawthorne fire in Berlin. That's where they've been battling that fire for the last 2 weeks. Right now, crews have about 50% of the fire line secure, but the goal is to get that number to 100%. Adding that the hope is to transition to patrol operation this coming week. And while progress is being made, obstacles still lie ahead. With some breezy days in the forecast, state fire officials are reminding everyone to take precautions.
So far, we're doing good, but with the next few days and the red flag warnings coming up, we're just trying to hold our own here with the state of Connecticut.
A ban on all outdoor flames continues. That's according to officials. They also want to let everybody know they expect the park to be shut down for the next few days. In East Lyme, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Right, tomorrow is Election Day, and this is the first Connecticut has offered early voting. Hundreds of thousands of people have already cast their ballots.
Yeah, a lot of people took advantage of it. The process has been pretty straightforward for the most part, but there was a hiccup in North Stonington. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler live in her studio now to explain more about that. Good morning, Olivia.
Hey guys, good morning. Well, we now know more than 700,000 people from Connecticut participated in early voting for this year's election. The process was smooth sailing in most parts in our state, except for over in North Stonington. Here's what happened. Residents who voted early learned on Saturday night they needed to sign their ballot envelopes. It's a requirement of the early voting process. Now, the problem is right now it's not clear who signed and who didn't. That's why tomorrow, Election Day, people are being asked to come back. We're told the issue may have been impacted about 1,100 voters. First Selectman Bob Carlson says there was a miscommunication, and when something new is being rolled out, there can be growing pains. Residents may be upset, however, officials in town are making sure they're being transparent.
I think it's a bummer because people, especially elderly people that wanted to get out ahead and take care of their business and did so, have to turn around and come back.
I know that some people will be upset, but I feel like I know they're trying to do the right thing, so I feel bad that they have to go out and do this again.
Now, you can't head to the polls today. That's because early voting is over in Connecticut. If you would like to vote, you have to head to the polls tomorrow on Election Day. Polls open on Tuesday at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they'll close at 8 o'clock at night in North Stonington. If you're unable to re-vote tomorrow, head to our website for more resources. Live in the studio, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Some breaking news right now. A person has been found dead in the Moosup River in Plainfield. Police say they found 32-year-old Kyle Sousa of Central Village in the river last night. An officer pulled him out, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Officers say he was last seen the night before. They do say this is an isolated incident. There is no threat to the public.
Well, an update now and a story we've been on top of for you. The driver in a hit and run that seriously injured a teenager in Avon is in court today. Police say 29-year-old Alex Joel Rivera hit 16-year-old Liam Shields while he was riding his bike. Rivera then, according to police, drove with Shields trapped on the roof of the car for 4 miles before pushing him off and driving away. Police say 3 other people were in the car and that Rivera did not want to go to jail because his daughter would be taken away. Rivera was arrested last month and now faces multiple charges, including assault.
This morning, police in Southington searching for an armed robbery suspect. We're told a man in a red sweatshirt and black sweatpants showed up to the Fleet station on the Meriden Waterbury Turnpike at about 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Police say he had a gun and took money from the cashier and then took off. No one was hurt, but if you know anything, call police.
Roger, Susanna checking in here from the First Alert Desk. And you know, today is really an emotional day for the entire state, especially for people in Newtown as they get ready to say farewell to a local fallen first responder. Assistant Fire Chief Peter Blomberg, who served that community for 50 years, will be laid to rest later today. This morning at 10:30, Blomberg's family members and friends will host a funeral service at the St. Rose of Lima Catholic Church in Newtown. He will then be buried with honors at the St. Rose Cemetery in Sandy Hook. If you'd like to honor Chief Blomberg's memory, his family members ask that you make a donation to the St. Rose School or any of the emergency response departments in Newtown, including the Botsford Fire Department, where Chief Blomberg served. Live at the First Alert Desk, I'm Roger Susanna, Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Tracy?
All right, Roger, thank you. Police say UConn's Waterbury campus is safe this morning after a bomb threat forced officers to respond there yesterday. Officers say that threat is not credible. We are making calls to learn more details about where the threat came from. But again, police say the campus is safe this morning. Well, this morning, a man is facing charges after police say he led them on a manhunt through Bolton Friday. You might have received an alert on your phone about people being told to stay inside and lock their doors.
33-year-old Kyle Fortier is accused of crashing his car on Brandy Street, taking off, leaving 2 kids still inside. Officers eventually caught up to him, brought him into custody. No one was hurt.
Good morning, everyone. 7:09, and it is a frosty one out there for most of us, but there are some slightly non-frosty temperatures. We're talking about Waterbury around 37 degrees, Cary and Southbury reporting 37 degrees as well, but we have 25 up in Tolland, now 25 in Norwich, and it does feel a little bit cooler out there with the tiniest little bit of wind, but it's a beautiful start nonetheless. We've seen some scattered clouds lead to that beautiful sunrise about an hour ago. Walking weather, well, you'll definitely need to bundle up if you're going to be heading out the door early this morning. Even by 9 o'clock, we're talking about inland temperatures in the chilly upper 30s and mid 40s along the shoreline. And then temperatures this afternoon will be a little bit close to normal. So once again, we're in the 50s, but then above normal weather, it is on the way as early as Election Day. We'll show you the warmth headed our way. More on that coming up a little later. Tracy?
All right, thanks. Take a look.